Hi everybody, welcome to Be My Valentine. Today is February 8th and the topic is roses. What color? What color or roses do you give to a person that you like or for someone that you are dating or taking out for Valentine's? Well, it really depends how you feel about the person and what flowers you found, right? Where you went, the store you went, or the place you went, or if you pre-ordered them or you just bought them. What was the reason that you chose that specific color? Sometimes women, we are silly about meanings. You know, we want to find everything. About the meaning. You know, we are meaningful individuals. We want to find the meaning of why that color, why that specific arrangement, right? We're looking for the combination. So we're gonna try to find the reason why you picked up a specific color. So you might be asked, but why yellow? Why red? Aren't we just friends, right? Because we associate colors with specific aspects of you trying to tell us. We take it as you trying to tell us something, right? So if you arrive with a bouquet of red roses, we think that you already loves us and we just like you. We see you as a friend. So, but what about the other colors then? Well, we associate pink with friendship. The hot pink is like friendship and kind of passionate desire. Red is definitely passion and love. Yellow used to be associated with jealousy, but now people identify it with money, you know, with lights. The color in between, I want to say that one right here, is like a light yellow. So that's an association of like purity and light, right? White flowers, you know, is purity. When someone dies, that's what typically people brings to the funeral, white flowers. And then blue flowers, those are not that typical. So blue is identified with opening of mind, with deep concepts, and also with being royal. You know, when you want to try and make someone feel like a royalty, like they mean so much to you. Purple is associated with dreams, and the lilac color, which is a lighter purple, is associated with like childhood. You know, when you see someone as pure as a child. So the woman is gonna try and find a meaning associated with the color of flowers that you bring. And they don't have to be roses. It's just roses is the most common for Valentine. But if you know that she likes a specific flower, I think that you will probably go with that one instead of roses because you already know her favorite flower and what color she likes and why is the reason that she likes that color, right? You probably already know. So you want to have that detail with her. So what will make a woman give a man flowers or roses specifically is when we are in love with someone that we don't think is attainable. You know, we kind of want to let them know, and what happens is when sometimes women are obsessed or they are dating married men. So what happens is that the woman will send flowers to the man. And you know what the man does? He takes them home and gives them to his wife and tells her that he bought them for her, right? Or to the significant one or the one that he loves. He will take out your card and give it to the woman that he likes because that way he can still see the flowers or keep it at home and knowing that you send it to them, right? So this happens around us giving flowers to others. So what color should you pick? The color that you pick, it probably has a different meaning for you, or there is a reason why you picked it, or simply because those are the ones that you like out of what you found, right? So it's probably good that you explain that to her when she asks why orange. Well, orange is associated with energy, right? When we want to feel energized, when we want things to move, we want to pick orange. So now what happens when the flowers have like a different color? Do you see that one right there? Right here, right here. So that's like a light pink. It has a little bit of orange, but it has like darker hues of like a hot pink, right? And a little orange. There. Maybe you can see a little orange. It's more like that one up here, right? So what happens with those roses is that they have mixed colors, right? And this is just the way roses come. Is like that one right here, that one. That one right here, that one, right? So those are flowers that have tint at the tip of the petals, and you're gonna find flowers that have a different color tint in the center, and that is probably what makes them attractive to you. You know, that's probably what makes them beautiful, and you want to give it to the person that you want to be nice to. Ultimately, we give flowers to people we want to be nice to, and we want to make them feel appreciated and valued. The color that you pick, it really doesn't matter as long as you can explain to the person, because maybe they're taking it on a wrong way. You know, maybe for you doesn't mean that you love them if you bring red flowers. Maybe you don't want to scare them. Maybe you want to tell them, I see you as my friend. I just really like these flowers. You know, I think they're beautiful. And even though red is associated with love, and red has many associations, you know, it depends which one you want to give it and which one you want them to remember, right? The way you say it is going to be the way they temporarily process it, right? Because ultimately they're going to remember how they associated themselves. It probably doesn't matter what you say, but they will associate it and how they feel when they see the roses. There is also a saying that when the roses die too quickly, then the person doesn't love you. I don't think that is true. You know, there is many ways of processing roses, and it pretty much depends on the flowers or the store. You know, where you picked up the roses. How long ago did they buy them? How well are they keeping maintained? You know, are they refrigerator? How long have they been cut and put into an arrangement? How long have they been out? Is there ice on the bucket? You know, what is the temperature of the room where they are? And what is the temperature of the room where they actually come out, and what is the temperature of the room where the person has them, you know. Is there sunlight, is there dark, is it cold, is it hot? You know, all those details are going to affect the life of the roses and the flowers, but it is also the energy of the person, the energy of the house. When we have very low energy, or we're lacking something, the roses tend to die kind of quick, or plants or flowers overall. And what happens is that plants picked up our energy, right? They picked up our negative energy and they transmute that energy. So, and then sometimes if we have more of the positive energy, then you're gonna see these roses and flowers blooming and opening really quick and offering you their beauty, right? That also happens. But it could be nothing related to you, you know, just the way the roses were packed, the way they were transported, distributed, put in for sale, and probably if you had him on the car for a while, you went to dinner and you had him in the car, and then you had to, you know, go back home, and maybe the night got long. So maybe the roses are not in a bucket or a vase with water, right? So they're getting dry probably quicker, or they will die quick as well. Well, that doesn't matter, you know. Ultimately, you had a detail with the person, and she will appreciate that. It's just like I said, with events, they need a process of us going through that process. So this is part of the process of us getting flowers. Is that the process is that you give us the flowers, and then we process how we feel about it. You know, how we decide to feel about the roses that you give us is how we've been feeling since we were little girls. You know, how did we identify roses, and how did we feel if any power figure in our life got roses, like my mother, my sister? What did they do with the roses? I remember one of my sisters, she used to get a rose from the boyfriend, usually once a month when there was an anniversary. So she will grab the rose, and it was a fresh rose, and she will put it into a book, you know, and then the flower will be, you know, big puffy, and then it'll start to get dry to the point where it was smashed, like just a dry flower like that, right? And she will save those. She never threw them away. The reason why she will do that is that she wanted to keep those roses. And I remember me telling her, why will you put the rose in the book right away? Why don't you enjoy its beauty? while it's fresh, while it's beautiful, while it's open. Why don't you like enjoy the color and the energy of the rose? And maybe when it's halfway through, you will put it in the book because it's gonna get dry anyway. I don't think it will affect it. And she was saying no, because I don't wanna lose the beauty of the rose. I wanna keep it like that. I wanna keep the memory. So I rather put it in the book, even if it takes a long time for the book to absorb the juices of the petals and the life of the flower. But I wanna do it like that. So to me, it wasn't something that I agree with. I thought if I get roses, I will smell them, I will put them out, I will look at them, I will feel good about them, and then I will throw them away when I decided that I don't want to look at them anymore or they don't smell good anymore because eventually they die. Die roses or flowers, they don't have a good smell. It's just like anything that dies. So, I will do that, but if I ever decided to keep a rose from someone, if I put it in a book and I found it 2 years later, I probably didn't remember who gave it to me. At that point, it didn't make much sense. I don't think it was that important. I think that people who ever gave me a rose, they got a big hug from me. They got probably a kiss on the cheek, or they probably got, I appreciate you, I value you, thank you so much, because I have been grateful for whatever I get that people gives me. I am very grateful for that, and I let people know how much I appreciate what they give me and how I value their time and they're thinking of me and giving me something, right? Because it's not just money that is involved; it's the person's time to stop by and get something for you, and how hard it is to choose something for someone who is really picky or you don't know how they're gonna take it, right? It's tough, and especially around Valentine's, the stores are so busy. You have to wait in line if you're wrapping up a present or buying supplies to wrap presents, or you're trying to make something beautiful. Sometimes it takes you a long time just to get in and out of the store. So I think that we need to appreciate more, what goes behind someone coming in with a beautiful bouquet of roses for you, than just starting judging the color, right? And the reason why they will pick up that specific color, well, they probably won't even tell us the answer we want to hear, or probably they get nervous about it, or they are giving us the answer, the thing we want to hear, and maybe it's not even the truth or the answer they will give if they weren't afraid of a reaction, right? So sometimes when you spend longer time with people or potential partners or dates, then they will tell you the real reason. You don't have to rush the process. Rushing the process sometimes only makes it hard to deal with. Sometimes we are so anxious, right? We want to run with situations, with relationships, with life. We don't want to keep stuck. We think keeping stuck is bad, but there is nothing wrong with taking a pause and just leave your process. Sometimes processes, as much as you try to rush them, if there is a process that you're rushing and you haven't go through a specific stage of the process, it'll come back to you because you need to process that part of the situation in order to heal, right? It's like a wound that it hasn't completely closed and needs our attention. And eventually there will be an event that will help you heal that aspect. And one easy way I can tell you is that when we need to cry, there is a situation in our life that happens that makes us cry. And it could be a fight with someone you love. It can be a movie that you're watching on Netflix or any channel on TV, or maybe a video on your phone, or someone sends you something through messaging, and it's something that makes you cry, right? Because you have a need to cry, and people can perceive that, right? So they are sending you something, or you're attracted to something that makes you cry. And sometimes a reason for crying is just relieving the tension that we have, the stress that we feel, for life situations that are hard, and but also events that we don't know how to process. Sometimes events are hard to process, and we have a hard time understanding, accepting, and moving on. A lot of times it's us not wanting to move on, not being able to understand. It's a process we're in, and Once when the process is done and we're able to come along at the other side in a healthy manner, then it will be easier to handle, right? The processes sometimes take a while, but once when you actually cooperate with the process, eventually it gets easier, right? Events and situations get easier. Tasks and activities and feelings sometimes are hard to process, but once when you do, they become easier. So, what flowers do you bring? Any flowers that you want? That the person takes it in a different way, will you explain yourself if that's needed? If they take it in a different way, then you will find a way to explain. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you feel that way. This is what I believe, and this is the reason why I believe. And you can simply say, because you deserve it. You know, I brought flowers to you because you deserve it, because you are someone that I admire, because you are someone that I care about, because I consider you my friend, because I like you, because you look beautiful, because you have a beautiful smile, because I'm proud of taking you out, because you make me look good, you make me feel good. It's such a blessing to be in your company. I love taking you out. I love making you smile. I love making you happy. That's what I'm here for, to bring happiness into your life, to light up that smile, because I love when you smile. I love when you're happy. I love when you are feeling that you are worth it, that you deserve it, that you are loved. You know, ultimately, we want to show love. We want to show appreciation, admiration, feeling good about ourselves. You know, when we feel good about ourselves, we want to make others feel good about themselves. And how charming is that you bring flowers. If you are a man, I definitely encourage you to take the time and bring flowers to that beautiful woman. And if it's a man you're bringing flowers to, they also deserve to feel good. They also deserve to feel loved. And maybe even if you're hiding, it's a stage in your life that you are going through. And if that's what your heart is telling you to do, then do it and deal with the consequences that might come around. And there might be no consequences because, like I said, men take the flowers to a woman that they care about. And so your money wouldn't be wasted, and he will know that you're trying to say, I love you in whatever way that loves you, man. I love you as a friend. I love you as a partner. I am in love with you. I miss you. I care for you, right? It's all love, ultimately, what we're trying to express. So it's love overall, but do the details. It's more beautiful to bring flowers to someone who is alive compared to someone who it already passed away. They cannot see them or smell them. I'm sure they are in spirit and they can still enjoy them. But isn't it more beautiful to be able to see their reaction, to know that they keep him close to them, or to know even if they mad at you, they're gonna break that vase and put those flowers in the trash, and that will even show that they love you, that they care for you. You don't get mad at people who you don't care for. You get mad at people that you actually care and love and appreciate. It's just that you might have done that hurts the person, and that is the reason that they decide to get rid of your gift, because they think it's a lie. They think you didn't mean what they tell you meant. That's why people can potentially put your flowers in the trash can when they are still fresh, and might be deciding not to keep the vase when you brought them in, or maybe deciding to give the vase to someone else or break it. Right? We all have emotions. Like I said, women, we are very emotional human beings. So you need to be patient with us. We do need your patience. We do need your understanding. We do uh, need you to understand that when we have our days, we don't mean to be mean. We don't mean to be upset. We don't mean to be yelling. We don't feel good. You know, when people don't feel good, it's like when you are hungry and you are demanding and you want that plate to be there, and you're getting upset at the server or someone who is serving you and attending you because they're taking too long, or the food is cold, or it's not the way you like it, or it's not the way you order it, or you're super hungry, you don't have time, you know, they're keeping you long, you're gonna be rushed, you're gonna be in traffic. That's how we feel when we don't feel good. All those feelings that you feel when someone uh, when you got the feeling that someone is ruining your day, that whatever you needed to do is ruined because of that person not caring enough or not listening to what you said or not doing things in the way you like them, right? When they cook your order, right, whoever is making it or the way that you don't like it, then you're not enjoying it. So that's how we feel, when we don't feel good, when we have our days at the month, when we are having difficult situations, when we have fights with people that we love, we don't feel good. It's like your energy gets depleted, and nothing really makes you feel good other than crying and avoiding doing anything unless you really have to do something. Like the video I have to do for you, I have to make an effort to put my makeup on, to have a different top, to have a different hat, to come up with a topic that I can give you that is going to be helpful. So what it does for me is making me make an effort. So what I see when I do the video is not a woman who is sad crying, is a woman who made the effort to put makeup on, to is looking for a background, to explain to you the topic, and who is willing to say, I love you. I love you. Thank you for watching. Bye. Do give flowers. Yay. Do give them. We appreciate it. As much as we're silly about the meaning, about trying to find what you meant, we love it. As much as they end up in the trash soon, I do actually recommend that you spend the money. And but not if you don't have it. But if you do, if you can afford it, if you want to make the effort, ultimately, a blessing will come to you, even if the person who you're giving to doesn't appreciate it or gets mad at you. Forgive, forgive, because many times we need that, and you need to be forgiven, and you need to also forgive people who do you wrong. And we all have those kind of people in our lives. Don't think you are the only one. We all have people that do us wrong. So do us right. Give us flowers. I love you. Thank you.